Happy Saturday? Is it Saturday? Feels like Sunday already. Hi guys, hello, it's Vladis. Welcome to the stream. Hope you all are having a great weekend thus far. Man, I'm tired. I wish I could sleep more. But stuff to do, things to stream, content to create. It's a lot of moving parts. Trying right now, I'm making zinc ingots in rare. I need black flint flux. And I gotta finish doing the copper ingots. Pause that. Go. And then let's go get the copper ones done now that I got 20 rare copper fragments. So let's go get 40 rare copper and turn those into ingots. And put it on that. I can fit 14 Lego bricks in my bum. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Let's see. Trying to use all this storage space instead of just letting it sit here. So make 20 ingots with those, because I think I have 20. Oh, don't. Okay, I'll have to just make. I'll just make 20 copper. Yeah, sorry guys. I was trying to prep all this shit beforehand, but didn't get around to it. Just why Jova and Nuela's war in 20 minutes. Seriously? Oh god. Well, looks like I'm gonna be PvPing, boys. And then black flint flux. All right. So I got all of that going now. I actually need to go make rubies. That's the one thing I have not done. I need to make probably rare rubies and probably heroic rubies and epic rubies is what I need to do, instead of making them going from rough to just refining them into just real rubies, because I'm gonna need those for the petal shards, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I need a bunch of rubies, so let's have a whole bunch of rubies here. There. Probably do 40. And what it's not gym cleanser. I always forget. Is this the bench? Bench. Stone. Isn't it stone masonry? If I'm not mistaken. Is it in here? Where the hell do you refine the jewels at? Okay, it is gym cleanser, so I need 60. 60 gem cleanser. By the way, I give you a tip for infinite storage space crates. Are any of your common ingots selling? I haven't really been selling my well, actually, did I sell some ingots? I think I did actually, and I think they sold in Jova. I forgot what I put them out for. I think I sold copper ones for like 3 something, like 3 silver something, which I felt was insanely low. But yes, I did sell them. I actually just stopped selling them because I want to have them either for myself or for guildies. If they're going to sell that low, there's no reason to sell them. Maybe here. There we go. I still would love like some kind of notification, man. Like, I think that's the one thing I want UI wise, or just something that lets you know, like, you know, the bench in Jova, you know, like something in the, I don't know if it's here, but somewhere there needs to be like a bench thing to show you like something, because it's like I feel like I have shit and I get so forgetful sometimes where Jesus Christ, guys, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I was recording bits of a video and I forgot that I had my camera off. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to get all my shit like situated, and I forget so easily that I wish there was just more UI stuff to help me with that. Let's see, rubies, granite, slate, zinc. And I think I still have some more zinc. Also too, guys, I actually hit I actually hit noble. So I'm officially a noble now, as you can see here. Because they actually had the requisition agent have this, and I always have, and if you watch me for any regular time, I always have like common basalt, granite, copper, and zinc for this particular reason. So as soon as something like this comes up, I can immediately just pull it from my storage and basically like get them out as much as I can. And yeah, that's how I was able to get the reputation. And now it's basically just going to be the slow grind all the way to aristocrat. So you see, I mean, you craft crates, the caravan storage crates, and there you can fill in all your materials. You can even fill in the same number as your bags are holding. Let's you say 65 slots, then the 3 spaces. With lumber 65 take only 3 slots. Yeah, no, I've seen people do that since like phase 1. I've never really had my storage be that much, and usually like I like to try to push myself to like get the extra slots and get all the things necessary for me, but I'm pretty sure eventually like I'm gonna have to do that. Like I'm gonna have to like make crates and just put like a whole bunch of shit in them. Like, because what I would like to do actually is do that with granite and basalt, and just to have like a crate full of that, and you know, so that way when these buy orders come up, I can just pull from there, kind of thing, you know. But I appreciate the tip. Thank you. Let me see. I love the game, but it does a lot. If a lot does not change before launch, the game will fail. Oh, of course. I mean, that's why I think, at least I'm here. I think why a lot of people are here is to leave feedback and make sure that we can get the game in a spot that is ready for launch. And it's going to take time. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people hate the fact that, you know, people say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, this game is going to take time, and time is something that a lot of people claim they don't have, which, you know, they do. They just want the game now. They want the game to be better, like, now. And it sucks whenever the game feels unfinished and unpolished and unrefined. And that's just the reality of alpha development, you know? And I hope they do a lot of really good changes this year, but, you know, it just depends. Let me see. What is this resolution? If you are watching me on the vertical stream, it's because you're watching me on YouTube Shorts. If you don't want to watch me on YouTube Shorts and you're like, I want to watch like the regular YouTube, just go on my channel and you'll find I'm streaming to both vertical and horizontal. So you should see me. Like, honestly, and that's the thing too. Like, every time I go on the Shorts thing, I never find my stream. And I honestly was like hoping that I am streaming in the right way. Because my stream should come up. See, there's Roar stream. There's Showback stream. Yeah, mine. Oh, there I am. Sweet. I was hoping that I was streaming to Shorts. Let me see. It's not that I'm willing not to wait. It's the fact that it's been 10 years already. Yeah, I mean, and again, it takes a long ass time. I mean, Throne of Liberty took 12 years to come out. I mean, MMOs are, and especially what players expect from MMOs, it's a massive amount of time, and the amount of people you need to develop said systems, even for basic MMOs, takes a lot of time. And Ashes is not your basic MMORPG. This is an MMORPG that is typically done by the Eastern, right? Like the Korean, you know, kind of MMO style with like Arcade and Lineage 2. And, you know, those people are like workaholics, man. And I think it's just one of those things where we need, you know, more iteration. We need more time. We need more feedback. We need a lot, you know, like that's just the reality of it. Like we really, really need a lot. And I just hope that, you know, we can accomplish that in probably a year and a half or 2 years. Like that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Let me see. Now y'all can hear the stream. I think time is more on Intrepid site. That it's not time anymore and not the players. The players say only in that much time you achieved only this. How much you want to pay for 3 more years. I think when it comes to like, I've personally said I think they should be in development for like probably 3 to 4 years. And that's up to Steven and how much money this game has. Like realistically, like, you know, people always say, oh, was Steven said that this game was going to be, you know, funded to, you know, development or whatever, like, oh, Steven's going to pay for it all. Well, I mean, yeah, if you look at the quote of when he said that, like that was literally before 2020. And there was a lot of things before 2020 that were completely incorrect, you know, on his timeline, on a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I'm just of the opinion where, fuck, I needed so much shit. I keep getting scatterbrained. Where, you know, like it really just depends on how far the game is in another year. And because right now, if we're not going to focus on the second continent, if we're not going to really focus on the other land masses, then that means they have to focus on systems and things that are currently in the game, or maybe not even currently in the game, like secondary augments, the expansion of classes, the additional abilities and passives. I mean, just in class design, we're missing a lot. And looking at the scope of the questing system, story arcs, of the settlement system, of professions in general, we still have placeholder freaking profession systems like animal husbandry, like hunting. I mean, there's still a numerate of things in professions that need work. There's a numerate of things in questing and story arcs that need work. There's a lot of shit that we need in world events that need work. I mean, it's a lot. Like there is so much that they need to accomplish. And I don't have a particular timetable for them. Like me personally, like I don't. I just want the game to be done in a good way. Is my thing. You see, I have high hopes for the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk trash. I know a lot of the game is built and not implemented, but right now we feeling it's been pretty rough after 10 years. Yeah, and I think it's because it feels really, really rough because most of us, I would say in this chat, have never ever played a closed alpha of an MMORPG that is not finished. You know, you can say, oh, I played the beta of New World, but that's beta. Like alpha, if you could even imagine, New World was even rougher before you got your hands on it. And a lot of MMOs are like that. You know, that's why closed alphas are under NDA and you can't share anything and you can't talk about it because usually it's a dumpster fire. That's how it is. Now people can say like, well, Ashes is a dumpster fire. I was like, true, but that's how any alpha is like when it's under NDA. And I think the fact that, you know, from the people that I've talked to that I've tested other closed alpha games, Ashes is probably the most polished out of any other testing experience they've ever had. So I think, again, we just have a high expectation as gamers and we just see, oh my God, it's been this amount of years. What the fuck have they been doing? Well, again, this is also a company that literally got started from the ground up by a person who isn't even a game dev, who didn't even have any knowledge in the industry, but was just a passionate gamer with a shit ton of money. So, you know, again, I know people like to, and this is what happened to my friend of mine. Like, this is a very real story where my friend, and I've said this too in my stream many times, where a couple of my high school friends became entrepreneurs and they were going to start their own company or whatever. And one of my friends wanted to graphic design and he was like, I'm going to open up a clothing store. And, you know, he thought like, I think I can be a good manager. I think I know what I need to do and blah, 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 blah. Well, he's never done retail. And nor has he ever sold clothes, been in a retail environment, ever been a manager of a retail environment. And he was just going to try to sell his designs and his clothes. And it failed fucking miserably after almost $500,000 that he poured into it. He had no idea what he was doing. The people that he hired took advantage of him. I mean, again, people always like to talk trash about like, oh, like, look at where Steven's at. The fact that Steven actually was able to get himself back on his feet after 2020, after almost 80% of the developers that worked on Ashes from 2016 to 2020 basically left the company, and in 2021 had almost a whole new crew of people working on the game, and then in 2021 also transitioned to UE5. And I think that's where the true development started. So people can say 10 years ago, and you can, yeah, the paper design started 10 years ago, but I think the real actual work started in 2021. And the fact that they've literally been only doing this since 2021 till now, to me, shows a shit ton of fucking progress. So that's just my feeling about it. I mean, you can disagree. You can feel like, you know, the game should be more, you know, more ahead or whatever. But the reality is when you think you know what you're doing and you trust people in an industry that you've never been in, you know, shit can get really rocky really quickly, you know. And because you don't have that experience, like, how do you know if they're doing good work? How do you know if the team is doing the things that you're asking of them? It's very easy to deceive. It's very easy to take advantage of, you know, rich individuals and of my friend, you know what I mean? Like I know somebody and he basically now is successful, basically putting up a drop store. Like he came from my hometown. He ended up moving out, put up a store in Corpus Christi here in Texas. And that's where he got that store, put almost $500,000 in, and it flopped, totally fucking flopped. His store closed within literally 6 months of his grand opening. And, you know, it's hard. Being an entrepreneur is fucking hard. And I think with Steven and what he did with Intrepid was actually turn his vision into a reality, which does not happen for a lot of fucking people. It really doesn't. And again, design shift, people have different interpretations of your own vision. And if you are going to be like stubborn about what you want, then you have to get rid of people. You have to get people that truly see what you see and want to grow that vision and not try to alter it or change it or whatever. And now, like, again, Steven learned through the School of Hard Knocks from 2017 to now. And I feel like his mindset and the way he's presented himself and how he's changed, not only as a person, but also as a game dev and also as a leader of a company, says a lot about him, you know? So like, I respect the shit out of him because I mean, again, I've seen my friends, I've seen people who try to do this, you know, with money, with things, with advantages, and have everything just fall apart on them. So that's sort of my thing. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Intrepid's top version started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, like Steven was a wealthy individual, right? I'm not trying to say he came from like, you know, rags to riches kind of thing, right? Like, but even people with money, like, and my friend didn't come from money, but he inherited a good amount of money to start up his store, and all of that got wasted, all of it. And, you know, he regretted it. Thankfully, he didn't give up. And now he's almost making like 1.2 million a year, like in his drop shipping store. And I think it's great. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's one of those things where, you know, he persevered, but not many people do. And I think it's very easy to sit here as a gamer and criticize and think you can do it better. But if that's the truth, then go ahead and put up your Kickstarter, go ahead and get your paper design ready for your MMO, and then do it. Make a game better than Intrepid, and I will be there to kickstart it. I will be there to pay for it and back it and make content for it too. But many people won't, you know, like many people want to criticize and claim to be on the high horse of like, you know, talking shit, but not willing to do anything to back it up. So, I mean, I'm grateful that Steven is actually doing that because it's good. You know what I mean? Like, we need more MMOs. We need MMOs with different kinds of designs. You know, we need more than just WoW clones everywhere. And as someone who plays WoW, I really appreciate the fact that, you know, the game is, you know, in a pretty decent spot. Let me see, but Vladis, despite the combat, people say that it's very bad, a crafting system that is too complicated for a big mass. No one likes that. Biomes that seem AI generated, mob placement that seems, I think you had more. I think, again, this game is, I don't like basic shit. I've never been a fan of basic shit. And a lot of MMOs always try to give you very dumbed down, very digestible systems that they go so like 2 inches deep. And Ashes, yes, is complicated. It has depth. It has things that you're probably not going to understand right off rip. But I think that's what gives it its charm. And it does need refinement. I'm not saying it's perfect as it is. Combat, I think, is actually in a very good spot. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I've seen people talk about in a very positive light, is that the combat's actually good. You know, I see Showback, I see a lot of WoW players enjoying Ashes of Creation combat, which you give a WoW player any brand new MMO, and the first thing they're going to fucking criticize is the combat, because combat in World of Warcraft for a lot of players is so silky smooth. It's really fucking good. And the fact that a WoW player like, you know, Sunny or, you know, Showback can come on, or even Arrowly, and come in Ashes and have a really good time with combat, I think says a lot already. You know, people can have their opinions and say, I think the combat looks crap, and that's valid. That's your opinion. But I think overall, I've seen it be very positive across the board. Let me see. For most people, the game, the game for them will last a month until they are level 25. Hitting rocks is not something most people want to do. I can agree with that. And it's because there's no other game loops. And the other game loops is like what? Sports fishing, which is kind of borked right now. The other game loop is what? Crates, which is literally you on a mule going like slow down speed, carrying stuff. Every system is like a very unengaging system. It's very chill. And I think they need to put some more emphasis into world events, right? World events are more using combats, using things that can award you with doing the thing. The system, I think, is done very well, which is combat. They need to put in story arcs. They need to put in more questing. They need to put more loops in that are just more artisan focused. And that's going to take time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. You may see, sorry, not complicated. Like, yes, people will understand it, but I phrased it wrong. The crafting system is purposely tedious to make it feel like there's depth to it. I don't think it, what about it feels purposefully tedious? Because I do agree that there are things that need refinement, but when it comes to the collection of materials and, you know, the UI of processing and crafting, I do agree. Like, the UI needs a lot of work. like for both processing and crafting. I've put together some mock-ups that I'm not done with yet, that I want to present to the devs first, and show them like, and I am not a UX designer. These mock-ups could end up being fucking terrible, but there's just certain information that I would like to see. And there's certain things that I would like as someone who doesn't want to figure out the rarity conundrum, or the I have to go and do 4 steps before I get to the thing I want to do, or the thing I want to make. Emperor, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream, man. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I think they need to do. But I think the profession system is actually quite deep, to be honest, comparatively to a lot of other MMOs. Let me see what server is Suspect on. We are on Shoal. Let me see, why making things so bad when the only 2 things that are good are Fishing and Caravan, and that is a copy paste from ArcAge. So why not just purposely copy ArcAge with Ash's graphics? I think a lot of the inspiration comes from ArcAge and from Lineage too. So I mean, but at the end of the day, like, Steven doesn't want to just recreate ArcAge. Like, he wants to create a kind of pseudo version of it that's kind of like an amalgamation of ArcAge meets Lineage, and kind of mash them together with a Steven twist. That's what Ashes of Creation is meant to be. And that's words that I think came from his own mouth back in like 2017. You know, like Ashes is going to feel like those games because those are the 2 games that meant a lot to him as a gamer, especially as an MMO player. Let me see. I think the amount would be good at complete end game, like level 50. Yeah, I mean, and I think all the numbers and stuff like that, like the linearity of like how many materials you're going to need for particular crafts and stuff. I think people don't understand too that the artisanship talent trees are going to help out a lot. I think the revamp of artisan stats, like you hitting 5, granite or 5 logs, that is the basic number. That number is going to really be bumped up as time goes on, but we don't have that yet because they're not ready to implement those changes in just yet. But eventually, like if you're like a master lumberjacker, you're probably not gonna be hitting 5 per tree. You're probably gonna be hitting like 15 per tree. But again, we just don't have those particular passives yet, nor do we have the artisan talent trees yet. So I don't think the crazy amount of materials required feels crazy because of us getting only 5 at a time, or 3 at a time for herbalism, or even 1 at a time for fishing. But that will change. Like that will get way better because of how much you're going to hit in comparison to what you're hitting from the base beginning. Let me see. Yeah, like end game gear, cool, I understand. But at this point, I'm gonna need 15,000 mats per piece of gear at level 50. Well, that too, and also I think storage also needs to be looked at too, because in my opinion, everybody using general storage is not, to me, the main intent. I think if you're going to have specialized storages like the mining storage, the lumberjacking storage, the herbalism storage, the fishing storage, those storages need to be as big as general, or make them half the size of general storage, and make it to where there's some kind of progression that I can do with either purchasing gold to add another line of Tetris to it, or making it to where my citizenship affects the stack size plus the expansion of each storage. Like if once we can start getting that integrated, I feel like I will use 2 of the mining storages instead of general storage, because if I can stack my mines to like 120 instead of 44, like that's going to be really fucking good. And imagine that expanded as well, so I think that's going to be like really, really awesome when they can do something like that. Let me see. ArcAge was almost perfect. It was the last time I truly had that shine in my eye looking at a new MMO. The freedom, the systems, the world was so immersive. And I think honestly too, like ArcAge came out at a time that was very, very old, right? And what I mean by that is it was in the early 2000s. And I think a lot of nostalgia hits people with that. And sometimes there is some rose tinted glasses that happen. And, the reality isn't really telling you the full truth. And it's not saying that ArcAge is a terrible game. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is sometimes people's nostalgia gets the better of them, and they think they remember something as fondly as they do in a way better light, when the reality still kind of matches the same, thing. And it's not saying that I'm also trying to say that Ashes is the same thing. All I'm saying is that Ashes of Creation definitely needs more time. And if the goal is to be like Arcade or Lineage 2, there has to be some changes, right? Like, I think some of the paper designs need to be drastically altered or removed or changed entirely. So, but we have to figure that out as a, as a community, right? As testers. And I think Intrepid has to figure out, are we willing to give up on some of these paper designs? Are we willing to actually try some true A/B testing of, hey, we've had it this way for an entire year. Maybe we should try another way, just to see how they feel about it, how the community feels about it, and just to see how we feel about it as the devs. And I think that's where this alpha should go, like, personally. It seems since launch at Steam, the open part of development isn't that open anymore. Your thoughts? I think the communication lately has felt very not normal, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is the case. I don't know why they haven't been as communicative since the opening of this new year. But I know that they're back to work and they're hard at work at, like, trying to make their shit, and I get that. But I think adding a simple Alpha 2 news thing of just saying, like, what they're doing, what they're trying to make, the changes, maybe asking for feedback on certain big systems. Like, I don't think that's, I don't think that's the deal. Let me see what's up with the fingerless gloves. So, my gloves always get so much attention. So I have carpal tunnel. I've been playing MMOs for 20 years, and I never ever wore gloves. I never had any kind of compression gloves, and I really started to notice that my wrists were hurting me, like, after playing games. And so I looked into, like, compression, like, gaming gloves, and I found these, and these just work so freaking well. I can play like 8 hours and don't feel a thing. But without them, man, my hand cramps and gets fucked up, like, so bad. So yeah, I basically use these to supplement my gaming because I am an old man, Basin, dude, brother, you didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. Let me see. Something just doesn't feel right with their communication right now. I know. I mean, it definitely feels weird, for sure. Definitely feels weird. And I hope it's because they want to surprise us with, like, this really, really big patch of, amazingness, right? And maybe that's just code, but I do have a feeling they're actually preparing something quite big as far as, like, fixes and changes and just iterations in general. So I'm hoping that we can have that soon. And I was hoping to have PTR up to yesterday, actually, because I was thinking, okay, like, we have, like, this kind of patch on Tuesday, and then I was thinking maybe you'll have PTR up by Friday, and that hasn't happened. So I think, honestly, maybe the bans and the whole, like, RMT and the botting has really gotten in their way. And I just hope that, it didn't slow them down, like, too much, because I think it's just been a little too long from the 20th of December to now to keep the game in the state that it's been for this long. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. Let me see. There's a guild outside of Jova going corrupt on people. I've been killed 2 times for farming granite. Well, I'm prepared. I mean, I'm farming because, I mean, this is what I was going to do anyway. But I understand that I'm actually in war right now with New Ayla, and New Ayla is definitely winning right now. So yeah, it's basically a settlement war. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, if someone finds me from New Ayla, like, I'll fight back. I ain't gonna go down without a fight, but I'm also not level 25 in Radiant gear, so I'd probably be destroyed pretty quickly. Let me see. Steam limits how many updates they can give, so they probably are getting soft lock. Wait, are you serious? Is that true, Quinn? They can only add an update, like, every so often or something? Yes, Steam prevent update spam. Interesting. Ooh, well, that might be the cadence of patches then might feel a little rough to the majority of us then, because, you know, I guess we're kind of used to them being very agile and pumping out stuff when they can. So I tied fast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh. There it goes. Damn, I didn't even put a dent in him. Guess I'll go to Hall's adjudication. He was probably screen watching me, but it's okay. It is what it is. I know what I signed up for. Damn, all my heroic rubies. Well, I have like, what, I had like 40 of them, so it's okay. Throw competitive integrity out the window for the duration of the alpha. Start mailing people XP scrolls for the casuals to cap up. Cheap AH item events, mount giveaways, etc. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I've been thinking of doing like more stuff. So for a lot of my viewers that didn't know this, I actually did a I don't know if you call it a game show, but I did like this this thing on my stream called Questions of Creation. And it was a thing that anybody on my stream can participate in. And I would ask Ashes of Creation related questions about like systems, about like, you know, like how many, you know, settlement types are there in Ashes of Creation? And it's kind of like you have like a choice of like, you know, is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 5? Is it 4? And, you know, and basically for first place, I gave like, I think it was $50 like in a PayPal. And then I gave like $25 to like second place. And I think $10 to like third place. And those went, I think, pretty well. Like I think it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I haven't really done anything like that. That's a good idea though. Well, yeah. Well, I guess probably just go to Jova then. Excuse me. Let me see. I know the Aline Dev used to push 2 to 3 updates a week, so more to the point, I don't know how that works. Well, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, I think overall. Oh, what the heck? This ranger's here. Oh. So there's already people in Uela here. Interesting. So if I pick up this pile, am I going to go? It's funny how like when we're in a node war, I mean, does it, because I feel like I should be able to attack them. Like I don't need to go combatant for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that weird? What the hell's going on? We're in a settlement siege. It's New Ayla versus Jova. Let me see. I'm gonna put my one circle. There. Let's see, granite. There. There. Let me see if they want to do it on the website. At least it doesn't pollute my chat. Oh wait, let me see. I hate when most about the gold sellers is they spam the game's chat with nonsense. It's so annoying, ruins the vibe. Yeah, I know, and I feel like they do ban them pretty quick. But man, it's just annoying when it happens. This is why I think it's going to be so good whenever they add like actual GMs. But I mean, we'll see when we get that. Oh no, I mean, from what Steven said, that GMs weren't going to actually be brought on until beta 1. So I think Intrepid's going to want to deal with all that stuff themselves until that time. So we shall see. Man, I didn't think I would be able to. I mean, I thought I was going to be able to put up a little bit of a fight, but I guess not. I have my fragments. I just don't want to get them because I feel like if someone just comes out of nowhere, I don't want to die. And if I get on an alt, because I'll technically be a citizen of Jova on my alts, there's really not much I can do in this point. So either I go out and just, you know, try to, you know, do what I can, or stay here and it be boring. So I feel like, you know, might as well just try to go out and see what I can do. Oh, well, at least I have a secondary mount. Let me see. Hot take: ignore the gold sellers. Mail everyone 1K gold a week, and no one will buy gold. Easy fix until beta. Well, I feel like, you know, if you want gold sellers gone, if everyone just stops buying gold, the sellers will go away. But the fact is that people buy gold, and that's why the gold sellers won't leave. You know, I mean, clearly, right? I mean, there's people who buy the shit out of gold, and I think that's where the real issue is. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I have that mount. Lets me burn the water, and during war, that's how I get around. Oh, the whatchamacallit, the I need to buy that mount actually. The shoal skipper. I wonder how much the shoal skipper is nowadays, because I actually have like 24 gold. Like, you know, might as well, right? Like skipper 7 gold. Is that a good price? Oh shit, right here. 4.5 gold. That's pretty good, right? That's a pretty damn good price. 4.5 gold? Or, oh, okay, no, not that one. No, short skipper's like 4 to 5 gold. Yeah, that's, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Because that's actually like, I've been needing to get one anyway because of sports fishing. But yeah, I need to get it. What the heck? Why can't I move that? All right. It is what it is. Let me see. You need water mount. Winter is coming. You need to escape the tropics. Yeah, like I said, I just needed gold, you know, but I remember my guildie, I forgot how much she was selling them for, but I think she was selling them for a pretty damn good price. But that's why I was asking if 4.5 gold was a good price. Because I think so. I mean, because I remember them selling for like 7-8 gold, you know. So the fact that I found one for 4 gold and 50 silver, I thought was a pretty damn good deal. I think I got the tide snipper for like 2 gold, only 200 speed though. Yeah, I mean, the shoal skipper's what, 230? Yeah, so that's going to be huge, man. I'm going to love that once they've actually put sports fishing back in fresh water, which they have not fucking done. I don't even know how many lures I got right now. I only got 10. Yeah, so we definitely need more. Damn, New Ayla's kicking our ass. 300. And what does this go to? 1,000? Like, what's the number? Like, do we know? Oh, it's 500. Oh, okay, yeah, it'll be over very quickly. Yeah, I feel like the big brain play to do this, and like if you're gonna go like as a, I think you should just go as a settlement and just, you know, like go with like a full group of people, you know. Let me see. Wait, they took out sport fishing and freshwater. Why is that I can't find any? Well, I haven't found them either. Like I don't know, because they did not say they did that, but I swear to you, every single time that I've tried to go in, they have not been there. And so I know something has to been done. I know that something has been. I saw freshwater today. Every time I've gone, whether it's here, hell, I even went here, I have not seen them. But the last time I did that, I kept getting fish going out of bounds every time. So I was just like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking try. Like, I was just like over it. I was just so upset already, because like I don't want to be wasting my lures. And I feel like I'd rather just wait until that next patch, because I feel like that major patch is probably gonna have fixing to sports fishing, and I want to basically just do it there. Like I have enough gold, like, you know, I'm good. So I think right now all I want to do now is do two things. Since I got to noble now, I want to make the epic. I want to make an epic journeyman mining pick, which is that what is it, that slag. So this one right here, like I want to make this one, but in epic. And I'm, you know, I pretty much have the copper ingots. Like I will have that. I need to make sure I have ash boards, but I don't think I have epic. That's the only problem. Slag is like 200G. I know it's expensive. But that's why I want to make it myself. Let me see, if you go to Merilith in the water north, Sportune spawns a little bit past the bridge. Oh yeah, near Carfin. Yeah, I Carfin is so out of my way. It's so it's not within my realm of vicinity usually, like of my where I go to for my gathering spawns. So I don't know. I just normally don't go there. Let me see, what are my professions currently? So I go into metalworking, lumber milling, mining, lumberjacking, and fishing. Like those are my main ones. But I would say my main one is probably going to be metalworking and mining. Like those are the two that I've been doing. That steel ingot is made in Befallen only though. Yeah, I know. And like I said, I'm gonna ask my guild, like once I get the iron and once I get the stuff that I need to make it, I was gonna just, you know, see if the guild can kind of take me there and, you know, make it once I have all the shit I need for it. Let me see. So do you then find a crafter to use your mats? Yeah, I basically would ask my guild. Like I said, my guild has every single profession person at Journeyman. So I just do what I can on my end for my own gathering stuff, and then I, you know, reach out to some, you know, some guildies and ask them if they have certain things, or if they can, if they have certain recipes or whatever. That's usually what I do. Let me see. But I try to be more solo, which I know is super inefficient and not the way people do it. And none of my guildies do this. Like I am the Lone Ranger in stupidity and doing it the way I'm doing it. But it's fine. You know what I mean? Like I want to really see like how you can play this game like almost in a truly solo fashion. And oh, there we go. The war between Uela and Jova has ended. So just 2 deaths. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let me see. I solo farm everything though, Snippy. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I find this like, for me, I find the going around the world and mining stuff to be very relaxing. And I think mostly it's kind of a selfish reason. And it's because when I am, you know, being a dad and being a stay-at-home parent for hours, and I go from screaming kids to hearing the same nursery rhymes to hearing the same Bluey episode, or, you know, just my brain becomes so mush that hitting rocks and just being out in the world doing something very low effort, like super non-stimulating, I love it. And again, I know that's probably not everybody's cup of tea or whatever, but for me, that's why I think I gravitate more towards gathering and the gathering loops, because my brain is like on for 7 or 8 hours by the time my wife gets home, because I'm taking care of the kids. And so when I get on Ashes, like I just want to veg out, listen to some chill music, or get in Discord and, you know, and just hit rocks, because to me, it's like the opposite of my day, you know. I'm kind of doing the same thing right now just to see if it's efficient to farm by myself, and here it's better just to buy stuff. Yeah, I think it's a mix mash of certain stuff, right? So you can do stuff solo, which is very inefficient, but you have to kind of be smart about how you're doing that, right? And I think if you are just, you know, if you really want to play in that solo mindset, the solo mindset takes a lot of refinement and knowing, okay, since I am going to be at this particular solo-esque kind of gameplay, there needs to be a couple of things you need to do. Like, what's your main way of generating cash and money, right? Because money's going to get you the things that you can't do gathering by yourself, or the processes that you can't do by yourself. So like, I feel like there isn't really a way to play solo, so to speak, because eventually you're going to have to either reach out to somebody or buy someone else's mats. Like, you're not going to be able to do it all on your own, which is good. Get in Discord and listen to me tell you what's wrong with the game, and you being in denial. Yeah, I know, it's super fun stuff. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Let me see. Sounds like you would enjoy old school RuneScape, at least mechanically. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why I haven't gotten to old school RuneScape is because I don't really like that graphic style for an MMO. Like, you know, people always talk about shit about Ash's graphics. Well, I look at RuneScape as an MMO, and I don't particularly like that. Doesn't get me immersed. It doesn't get me into anything. So I can't get into like RuneScape personally. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea personally. Yo, Payson, let me borrow 6-7 gold. Yeah, dude, he's a Mr. Rich Bags over here, dude. Let me see. I just hope we can fix the issue of it being mainly hitting rocks and trees, hoping for some rare mats. Well, no, it's going to turn into more, but right now I just feel like the more just isn't there yet. And, you know, I think if it does stay the same, we're going to have way more problems on our hands, and I'm going to be very vocal about where is this other shit that we need and we've been needing for a long time. So, yeah, graphically it's pretty dog, but mechanically and gameplay wise, it's exactly what you seem to like. Yeah. You know what I mean? But again, I think that's why a lot of people, you know, when people say that I don't like Ashes, I think the game looks gross, and that causes me to not want to play it. Like, you have to kind of like a style, right? And Ashes' style isn't for everybody. WoW style isn't for everybody. Final Fantasy 14 style isn't for everybody. But if it is for you, then you can allow the good things to happen to you to elevate your experience, and even things that bother you, don't devalue it because you still like the style, and you're willing to give it more leniency because you like what you're looking at. That's my thing. Let me see. Watching football, sir. Vegging out, listening to Vladis on the side, half asleep. If I log on, but I wouldn't be surprised if I pass on 30 minutes. Let me see. I love the old school MMOs with heavy grinding. Tried OSRS 3 times and I got bored pretty fast. OSRS isn't for everybody. No, for sure it's not. I mean, and for the people that it is for, I mean, they love it. You know what I mean? And it's like Minecraft. Like, I'm not a Minecraft person, but the people who love Minecraft fucking love it. Like, it's their addiction. And that's the whole beauty with games. This is why I really don't try to convince a person to play Ashes of Creation. If they don't like it, then hey, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and maybe they hope that the graphics gets better to appease their visual appetite. You know what I mean? And I hope it does too. But for me, even with as alpha as this game looks, I love the style. Like, I love the way Ashes looks. I just think the look needs more refinement. That's just me. So, let me see. Hitting rocks sounds so relaxing. It is, man. Like, I love it. Like, that's why the music, I think, still needs some tweaking too, because I feel like the combat music comes on a lot in the Riverlands. But when the music is the chill music, I love it, but it rarely happens. And I think most of the time, every time something aggroes onto you, the freaking combat music comes on, it doesn't turn off. So I just end up just turning the music off entirely. But yeah, I love the hitting rocks. I like the environments, but I would love if there was, if there were things of interest in those places. Yeah, I think, well, the world lacks in magic stuff, in monuments, in things like special things, right? Like special, unique places with special interest points. I think the world at large just feels so vacant, and it doesn't feel like it once had life to it. Does that make sense? Like, because we're supposed to believe that Verra was a world that we abandoned, but Verra just literally seems like a wasteland. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it feels like a wasteland. And I think, yes, we understand that potentially like this, we used to have settlements, but those eroded and went over time. I think being able to see remnants of what was there a century ago, you know, like we see in the early part of Lionhold, right? We see like the buildings, like kind of like the walkway towers are like in the grass and it's like dilapidated and falling apart. Like that's really cool. That whole feel of Lion's Hold is not throughout the Riverlands. And the Lion's Hold is a great example of something that felt lived in and abandoned, but everything else feels totally wastelandish. And I think that's where it kind of loses me, right? Because there had to have been other establishments. There had to have been other points of interest similar to Lion's Hold that is also dilapidated. That's also something like, you know, like even it would be cool to even have an abandoned castle, right? If we're supposed to say that kings and queens once lived on Verra, like where are the abandoned castles? Where are these huge things that were once, there and, you know, but they're now abandoned and maybe covered with like undead and, you know, all this other stuff, right? Like, I think that's to me what's the biggest thing wrong. Grumpy dude, what's going on, brother? Let me see, Vladis, when I play for more weeks in a row, long hours, like right now, I get hurting on my hands and my wrists. Can you link me those and tell me if they work for me? Yeah, brother. Honestly, I should probably put them in my description for Twitch. Give me 1 second. I'll find you the link. Because I shared it with one of my buddies and there we go. This is a long ass link because it's an Amazon link. But that's the link right there. I don't know if YouTube sees it. Oh God. I can't share it on YouTube because the link is too long. How can I shorten it? What the fuck is this Temu keylogger link? No, it's an Amazon link. Browley, dude, if you can message me on Discord, like private message me on Discord and I'll send you the link. Because I think you're watching on YouTube and I can't send the link on YouTube for some reason. It's too many characters. We need sieges back to give people a chance to really blow off steam. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, I think the only person I'm able to send the link is myself. If you try to send a link in the in chat, it basically goes asterisk. Sure, I just did. Okay. There you go, brother. Yeah, those, and I've tried 3 different types of gloves, but I love these because I can wash them. The other gloves just don't feel good. They're not breathable. And I like the ones with the fingers cut in them because I tried doing the gamer gloves that covered my fingers too, and hitting the keyboard with gloves just fucking feels weird. So these just to me worked for me really well, and they helped my wrists a lot. and it was so funny because when I shared that link, I had people come back when they ordered them and said, Vlad, these gloves work fucking great. And I'm like, I know, right? So I fucking wear them. Because I mean, honestly, I would say this to you too. If you are in your 20s, please don't fucking wreck your body and just do what I did for many, many, many years. Like, buy the gloves now so that way you don't have to fucking have carpal tunnel like when you're my age. Cause yeah, I actually ordered some compression socks too. Those are going to be here tomorrow, actually, on Monday. They'll be here on Monday. So yeah, because if you're sitting down for a long period of time, like you need blood to like come back up to your body, and that's how you get like vascular or varicose veins and you know, a whole bunch of shit, you know. I use compression socks and love the toeless ones. Yeah, I want to get some that just like promotes better blood flow, really. Because I sit at my computer desk for long periods of time, and, you know, I want to start taking care of that part of my body, you know. I'm crashing out, literally been working to get a single piece of rosarium, but no otter leather, 9 gold for 4 common leather. What the fuck? Yeah, dude, that's nuts. What server are you on by chance? Because I feel like if you go to some of the big places on Shoal, like if you go to Merilith or Jova, you might find otter leather, or try KT in the anvils. That also might, or just try to spam in chat like in global. Oh, you went to Jova? Jova, it had that much. Wow. And it's probably because a lot of people are just buying it. And I think a lot of the people too are just saving it for their guild. Damn. Saving it for their guildies and themselves, right? Because otter leather is fucking hard to come by. And the hunting system fucking sucks, dude. Like, let's just be honest. It fucking sucks. You can see I'm crashing out. All guild have to go to a job interview, get 0 PvP, bro. I have no idea what you mean. Like, I read that and I'm like what are you talking about? I like, are you saying that all guilds have to do a job interview? I'm sorry, like that. I don't know how to respond to that. Let me see. When she says, I wonder what our kids are going to look like, when in reality, the kid's going to wonder what I look like. Okay. Let me see. I'm farming otters now. Yeah, and I think a lot of people have been because of the Rosarium for sure. And does inventory suck without leveled up professions for better bags? Bro, when I got my journeyman bags, oh my God, it was like a godsend. I mean, again, going from novice to journeyman is like a huge increase. It really, really is. Thank you for the link. I tested already 2 pairs of gloves. They didn't work. Maybe this one will be different. Yeah, no, for sure. I tested a bunch of them, and a lot of them were those very tight. Like, some of them fucking hurt. I'm like, I put it on and I'm like, this glove is hurting me without even putting my hand on the keyboard. But yeah, it's crazy. What are these comment stuff doesn't make sense sometimes? Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to read stuff and I'm like, what? Let me see any way to get bigger generic bags. I crafted the novice one and it's super small. Yeah, no, right now there used to be a quest line that gave us another Sanctus bag basically, but they took that quest out of the game for some reason. So I don't know. I think right now the only thing you're going to need to do is buy like, and honestly, I want to buy a 3rd mining bag, because honestly, having the Sanctus bag, like, it's been nice and stuff like that, but when you're mining, like, I think having 3 mining bags is the better way to go personally. We say, I guess he meant that way in any guild you want to join nowadays, you have to do this cringe job interview, aka interview who you are before invite, and those guilds, not even PvP in this game. Yeah, I can understand that. But I think, you know, you have to imagine that especially in this game, there's a bunch of spies And also too, this game is very much a group based game. If you join a guild and your personality type does not match the guild's, there's no point in you being in there. Right. And I think it's very frustrating to, hey, come join our guild. And then you join a guild and then you kind of recognize pretty quickly that you're not the vibe I thought and vice versa. And then now it's quiet. I'm in a guild that I'm not even interacting with. I don't go in the Discord with. It's better just to talk in an interview, or just say like, you know, it's not really an interview, but just to kind of see the kind of person you are and determine if you're a fit or not. I mean, again, like I think a lot of people, it's better to find your own kind of people than it is just to join a massive community or a guild in general, just to play a game. Like, and again, there are people that you can join a guild with no interview, but I think a lot of guilds in this game take this game very seriously, which is why people, you know, that's why a lot of guilds require interviews. You see RMT sellers going crazy on Letheria global chat. Holy shit. Yeah, it was going crazy here in Shoal too. It was literally being spammed like back to back to back to back to back. It was crazy. Let me see. Look what happened to EBC name after that group of folks with Rosarium. Can't blame guilds interviewing. No, not at all. I mean, I think again, I know it sounds cringe. I know it's like, okay, like you want to interview me and you guys don't even PvP, but why are you trying to get into a guild that doesn't PvP? You know what I'm trying to say? Like I think a lot of guilds are very open in their description or like what they're about in when you're looking for a guild. So if you want to find a hardcore guild, like you can find one pretty easily. That PvP is all the fucking time, but I can guarantee you those hardcore guilds are going to require an interview. I don't know of too many guilds that actually just let you in on a whim, because again, especially now with the wall of shame, if people are going to invite randos and now our guild tag is over your head and you're going to fucking buy RMT gold, or you're going to dupe, or you're going to do shady shit, we don't want our integrity of our guild to be sullied by someone like you. You know what I mean? And even with an interview, that shit can happen. So I think guilds are just trying to protect themselves as much as possible, which is totally fine. I don't think that this isn't actually a normal thing to do. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to determine if the guild and the guild members you are being in the Discord are a fit for you with the job interview. In my opinion, people take it too serious. Invite, join Discord. If you don't like, leave. If I don't like, kick easy. I mean, that's true. I mean, but I think some people want to take it seriously, and that's just the reality of it. Like, even though you might think this is just a game, like, we don't need to be going this serious, bro. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Well, some people don't want to waste their time. And I think that's where a lot of the Ashes guilds, like when you try to go in and you just want to like get in a guild and you just don't want to be hassled. And every guild you ask like, hey, is this going to require some kind of, you know, interview kind of conversation? And they say yes. And you're like, okay, never mind. I don't want to join. To me, I think a lot of guilds find that to be very easy of like keeping out the riffraff. You know what I'm saying? So even though, yes, like, even though it's something that you may not like, a lot of guilds do like that. A lot of guilds do like to keep their members to someone that doesn't mind an interview, that doesn't mind being asked about their MMO experience or just about their personality or whatever. And the people that give that kind of low effort, I don't want an interview, just send me an invite. They probably weren't going to mesh with that guild anyway. You know, if that makes sense. Let me see. Can't even find guild. Each guild I applied to took 4 more days to get 1 response back. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, our guild, I know our guild does interviews, like, and we don't do anything kind of extensive or anything like that, but we do it to kind of just get a taste of the person, you know. And there's a lot of people that we've kind of established within 5 minutes of talking, yeah, you're just not going to be a fit for our guild. You know, but we always try to like, hey, like, we'll give you recommendations. We'll say like, hey, like, you maybe should try this guild, that guild, or whatever. You know, and there's some people that get offended by like, hey, like, we don't think you're a fit for our guild. And they're like, well, fuck you. Like, you guys are pretentious, or you guys suck, or yada yada. I was like, we've heard it all, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're trying to protect our people, and we're trying to, you know, get the best possible candidates for our guild, because there's a lot of people that don't want just anyone off the street either, you know. So I mean, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, but like, take this game serious as in a job interview, bro. I take the game serious, but I am one of those most hardcore PvP sweat shot caller, and I wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, and again, like, I think if you wouldn't do that, that's fine, but you can't be upset that other people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because imagine if I were to tell you, well, why are you playing that way? Why don't you play like me? Like, why don't you play very casually? Why are you going hardcore? Well, it's because that's not what you like. And it's the same thing with guilds. Like you can't, even though you may not like something, you can't just say like, oh, well, that's stupid. Because I can say, well, playing hardcore is stupid. Just play casual like me. Just hit rocks. You know what I mean? But, I get what you're saying. Like, in most MMOs, like, it's not that serious. But some people do take it serious. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Let me see. Not looking forward to gear checks just to join guild/group. Now that's going a little much for me. And I think there's some guilds that don't do that, but there are guilds that do. And I think depending on how hardcore they want to be, how mid-maxy they want to be, how sweaty they want to be, I think that's also another valid reason to probably not join that guild, right? Because if you look at a guild and you're like, man, those people are awesome. Like, they're always like on top of it. I want to join that guild. And then you realize, oh, well, they require a gear check, and, they have a pretty good, extensive interview process or whatever. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do all that shit. Well, then now you have to wonder, well, that's why they get the best of the best, because those people don't mind gear checks, because they're not afraid of their skill. They're not afraid of their hardcoreness. They're not afraid to talk and, be a part of a group and have like that same mindset of people. Like, what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just, it's just different strokes for different folks. And not everyone's going to be like that. And it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's fine. And eventually, if you keep searching, you will find a group of people that you can get along with and do. You see, I don't like when guilds during interviews asked for IRL stuff. I don't think IRL is, at least for me, I think that's irrelevant to the conversation. I mean, I think we mostly ask about like MMO stuff. MMO experience, like, have you played a game like Ashes of Creation before? Because that's the other thing too, is like, we've gotten a lot of new players that never played a PvX game before. They are like a WoW person, or like a Final Fantasy 14 person, or, just like a game that does not reflect Ashes of Creation. So, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of setting expectations with the game, and also just setting expectations with the guild. Right. And what we do and how we act, and, our demeanor, how we, carry our guild tag, and, just stuff like that. Right. Because then look at all the different types. Right. You have guilds like, ours, and then you have guilds like, Aura or Polar or, EBC. And, there's a whole bunch of different varieties of guilds, and how semi-hardcore to super duper hardcore they can be. And there's always gonna be lines in the sand of like, I don't want to cross that. I don't want to go there. And if you don't feel comfortable asking those questions, or if they do ask you those kind of questions, be like, if you need to ask me those questions, like, I don't think I should be here. You know what I mean? Like, and that's valid too, let me see. You're all right with what you were saying in many times I see the only thing in my eyes, you're all right. Well, I'm not trying to prove you wrong. Like, I understand exactly where you're coming from, but all I'm trying to say is that, like, people in Ashes are really trying to treat this game seriously, because a lot of these guilds really they're preparing for launch. This is all a test bed for learning experiences with their guild, and they're trying to build their guild to take launch like by force. And again, that's a lot of guilds mentalities that are playing right now. I mean, again, anytime you're playing in early access or whatever, these are the hardcore people. These are the ones that are willing to play a testing phase, a testing game, because they want to, go big during the launch. And at launch, I'm pretty sure you will find guilds that are super casual, don't require, an interview or whatever, but I just don't, it's going to be really hard to find that now because we're also just still very far away from a live launch. So the people that are here are playing this game for keeps in a sense. So you see, in New World, the hardcore PvP guilds would make you duel 5 to 10 people in a guild before they would even consider you. That's nuts. I mean, I would say, like, for me, as a PvEer, that's nuts. But if you're going into a hardcore PvP guild, that seems pretty standard. I mean, I think, you know, for us, like when we had our guild in WoW, I wasn't even the guild leader. I wasn't even an officer, but, you know, a lot of people that would come in and want to raid with us, like we basically took them like to like a normal raid, right? And just see what they can do. How can they listen? Do they listen to directions? Do they know the mechanics? Like, can they actually pump out damage? Like all of that, you know, was sort of part of the thing. So you were kind of like on trial. We took you to a normal raid. And if you did well and, you know, you performed, then you were good enough to come on. But there were other factors too, because in World of Warcraft, there's fucking gear hogs. There's like, well, it's my trinket. I do the most damage. So it's best to come to me. Like, and if the guild already has like, you know, a DKP system, or if they have like, hey, this, when this trinket drops or when this weapon drops, it's automatically going to go to this person. And then you have a new person that's like, well, I don't agree with that. Well, too bad. You know what I'm saying? So it just becomes like an is what it is situation kind of thing. Dude, I need to become, it's so crazy now. Like I'm almost going to be level 19 and I've literally done this mostly through commissions and through processing. Processing has really got me like over the hump for sure. You see, in WoW progression should always be tank and healer first than everyone else. In our guild, we always prioritized the damage because we had very good healers and very good tanks. And we always thought that if we can down the content faster, that was always better. So we, dude, our tank, he was amazing. He was a Guardian Druid. He played Guardian Druid when it wasn't the meta and would always survive with shit gear. And yeah, he was always a really fucking good player. And so, you know, the more that we got like our best DPS geared out, like we were able to just take out the content like no fucking problem. And then once our tanks got geared, oh my God, it was like, it was fucking easy breezy. So let me see, you're gonna try midnight? I don't know if Roar's still watching, but he probably eye rolled if he did. I don't have any interest. I don't have any interest right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I need to make fucking because I need to, so I have epic ash, but how many processed dried boards do I need? Which I think I'm definitely gonna need more than 15, that's for sure. Weaponsmithing, slag. So I need 6 dried boards. So number million. Oh, stupid. Okay, so I'm gonna need, what is it, 6 ash boards, which is 1 ash timber. You see, this is the thing that I don't like is I wish that I can just go to dried ash board and then put in all of the shit necessary, like all of the raw ash wood necessary, and it'll convert it up as much as possible to make a dried ash board. Like, it's so crazy. Track it. Interesting. So when you track it, what is this calculating? So 3 to 1, right? But then I have to track the other one too. So I need to make what, 15 or 6 ash timbers? So let's make these into ash timbers real fast. Yeah, change the quantity. Where? Oh, that's how you do it. So to do 6, I need 18 raw and then 6 ash boards. Woohoo, taught you something. Yeah, I didn't know that actually was a thing. I mean, I knew there was a track recipe button, but I'm like, why do I need to track a process? Like that to me was like, I never understood why would I need to do that. That's very interesting. So again, it gives you the quality, or not quality, but it gives you the thing that you need. So you need the grain lock wax, which is fine, but that's for the dried ash board. So if I need, I'm technically going to need 6 ash boards. So then if I go here and I go ash board, I can track this. I need 6 of those. Ah, so then I need, bro, this was goated. This was goated. Okay, so then I would need 12 ash wood and 6 timbers, which I have cooking right now, but I need 6 like raw ash wood, or 12, I'm sorry, 12. And then once I have the boards, I'll have my 6 boards, but then I'm gonna need another 18 raw. So right now I need 12, 18. Ooh, fuck. I'm gonna need a lot. I'm gonna need a lot. Okay. So I need to chop a lot more trees, basically, is what you're saying. Ooh, yes. Selling those things. Ooh, the rough rubies. Nice. Gotta love it. Back at 21 gold. Let me see. Yeah, track and quantity is nice, but also very deflating when you see everything you need to gather. Yeah, I know, right? Like that's actually really cool. Like, so if you're trying to track something that you want to start making, it'll show you all the raw that you need plus the reagent you need. So yeah, that's really, really good. Yeah, because I have a lot of woodworker oil to make the boards. So I don't think I have 12. So I have 9. Just curious, because I know this is like the lumber capital of Riverlands. I wonder how much ashwood is going for here. In Epic. Ooh, only 1. 50 silver? Oh my god, I need 1. I literally need fucking 1. I thought that was gonna be enough. Ash. Maybe someone has like an ash board. Ooh. Ooh. 1 gold though. Oh, an ash timber. I don't know if I need ash timbers at this point though. Let me see, from Arcade to Throne and Liberty to Not in Ashes, I see zeitgeist change of people. In Arcade, I saw a lot of guilds competing for each other, killing them to death till quit. Nowadays, people don't compete anymore. They want to win, and they'll do all to win. If you see 3 to 4 guilds in one server in 1 month, it will be one huge rainbow zerg. Even will say, fuck man, it's boring, there's no PvP, we don't want to have enemies. No, they will love it. They can free farm, and their shot caller need no work to put it in, since he can shout what he wants. The enemies are getting zerged, and the shot caller is getting always a compliment. Good call, master. I feel like when it comes to the alpha cycle, the one right now, Ashes right now only has about a month's worth of content. After a month, you have like this rinse and repeat cycle of guilds that do these, like we'll do node wars, we'll do guild wars, and it's really just either farming for your bis, farming to chill, guild scrims to stay relevant for PvP. But Ashes just, it hasn't had enough in it to support past a month. It really just hasn't. And I think we just need more content loops. We need more systems. And right now the game just doesn't have enough for it to sustain for a long period of time. So a month, I just broke 600 hours on Steam. Well, that's what I mean. Like, but I think I'm more talking about the overall server consensus. Like after a month, the server just dies. Like everybody just start, like that's when everything just starts to go down, because once you hit level 25, once you're even just in common radiant, like once you're doing your guild scrims, like there's no more carrots on a stick to like chase after anymore. So it just becomes like very dull, like very quickly. Arcade map was really small compared to Ash's final map. I never played Arcade, so I don't know like how crazy that was. Hold on, I want to buy that Ash's board real fast. So I need 5. I need to make 5 ash boards, and then I'll make the processed dried boards, or the dried ash boards. Let me see. I've been treating Steam release as my time to do everything, and good idea on direction, or get idea on direction. After first wipe, I will focus on one thing. Yeah, I think that's where, most people should be figuring out like what they like about the game, what they see potential gameplay loops as, and stuff like that. I think it dies because that gear grind wall is so high. Yes, well, to some, yes, but I feel like it dies not because the gear grind's too high. I think it dies because there's just nothing outside. Like, what are you grinding that gear for? Befallen Forge? Carfin? Like, I mean, PvP, really? I mean, there's no PvP either. Like, so that's the problem, is the fact that there's nothing really incentivizing you to want to grind that gear. That's the problem. Let me see. Arcade is really good. I can see why Steven wants to try to recreate it. Well, yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of his game time was spent in, was Arcade. Also, you had a teleport between continents in Arcade, and Ash is going to be way harder to dominate server by a single mega Zerg. Well, I think it's going to be interesting how the Mega Zerg is going to happen, because if you have a lot of compelling world bosses, if you also have a lot of compelling world events, and you have a lot of compelling world POIs, a guild can't be everywhere at once. So will a guild in your area potentially Zerg? Possibly. But is a guild going to be able to take over a server? I truly don't think so. Like, I really don't think so. It'll be really insanely hard for a guild to even take control over a couple of zones, much less a whole server. So, what game is this evening? This is Ashes of Creation. I am playing Ashes, and I'm trying to get all the stuff I need to. Ooh, I can actually make heroic boards. Let me do that. Let me make, because I need to do those too. I've been slacking on that. But yeah, this is Ashes of Creation. This is a PvX game. It's an early development on Steam. So I'm just trying to make... Okay. So I need to make 5 boards. So I need 5 timber and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. So and I need woodworker's oil, which I have. So I need 10 woodworker's oil. Quick question. How many classes in the game right now? I said classes. 0. If you want, here you can see the similarities from Arcade since you've never played it. At least the combat was even more fluid. Just the graphic a bit outdated, I would say. Well, I mean, again, you're comparing a finished product to a game that's still in development, right? So, yeah, I mean, I would assume that a game that existed for a long period of time, you know, had really smooth combat. So let me see. What the fuck, this shitty craft, 2 minutes. Hank, dude, I hope you're doing well, brother. How you been? Let me see. Boards. We'll make 5. 10. 5. Perfect. So now I got my 6 boards, and now I just need all the raw, like raw epic at that point. So let me put that back. Okay. Back. Should probably just make this into a timber. I don't know. No. There's no reason to put it into a timber. Let me see. How long is the settlement war so I can head back to Jova? It's over. New Alo, dude, they won so fast. It literally was like less than 30 minutes. So I mean, you're totally fine. If you need to head back, then you know it is what it is. Let me see. 0 classes on 64 after so many years. No wonder they are leaving. They are leaving because the systems are still not finished, and also there's just not enough game loops to keep the game compelling after about, I don't know, a month. So it's gonna, you know, take more time and iteration. So, but all this. Wow. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I have Ash in Jova. I think. Oh, I only have 2, but still, okay. I do have Ash. It's only 2, but still. I'll have to bring that over here to New Ayla at some point. But yeah, I don't know. Like this game is going to take a while, and I think if people want to be impatient, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. It starts to be a reality check. People realize that this game is not near at all to be something. Well, I mean, Hank, I just wish that this game was just more like, you know, World of Warcraft or, you know, Final Fantasy 14, right? Or even Pantheon, right? I mean, look at all the millions of people that are playing Pantheon. I mean, that game's been in development for like 10 years. It has, you know, 86 classes. It has 6, you know, major continents. It has, you know, probably over, you know, 10,000 quests. I mean, it has everything you'd possibly want in it, right? So, I mean, if you have, you know, if you're playing Pantheon, you're probably having an amazing time, and there's probably like 100,000 people playing it, right? Let me see. Thanks for streaming the solo experience. When I started playing, I'll primarily be a solo player too. I'm watching the alpha and plan on playing the beta. Awesome, brother. You know, it's definitely a game where it's going to be very challenging as a solo player. That's for sure. And even once stuff gets innovative, once stuff gets to be in a point of where the quality of life is slightly better, UI is better, it's gonna be a task. You know what I mean? Like this is not going to be a wow experience of solo play or any of the traditional MMOs we have currently. Like Ashes will be that kind of solo game that is going to challenge you time wise, grind wise, you know, in just a lot of different kind of ways, right? I mean, there's a lot of penalties and stuff like that, but I mean, I think the solo play right now needs a lot of work, but hey, I've managed to basically go from levels 1 through 18. I did group for, I think, 2 levels from 13 to 15. And outside of that, I've literally been using processing and using, you know, gathering and processing to basically level myself, which is pretty freaking cool in my opinion. Even group play in Ashes is a mental challenge. It can be, depending on who you're grouped with, it definitely can be. So it can be a lot. And, I think for people that have, you know, expectations or, you know, things that, you know, they want to accomplish and do. Oh wait, hold on. I can't leave. I got to finish for these processes to finish. I just hit 22 with only grouping, with one friend twice. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like if you can put in the time and like, you can actually get a pretty good amount of experience. Just doing processes like this. Like I earned, what is it? 21 or 22. I'm sorry. 2,200 experience from just this one process of 6 boards. So if you process like 250 of something and you have multiple of those like happening, you're going to get a shit ton of experience. And that's on top of, you can put like a scroll, right? Like using these scrolls here, like for adventuring or even the processing helps out a shit ton. Level by gathering boards is decent speed and plenty of money to buy when we need upgrading. Yeah, it is. It's like I said, doing the boards, especially at common, that's why I have so many of them. Well, because you need a lot of dried boards in general, but you know, it's definitely one things that you're going to need for endgame stuff, right? And you know, whether I use them or not, I can always sell them. So that's kind of the other thing. Do the Destinies use scrolls and you're good? Yeah, I mean, the Destinies I think kind of go away after level 10, which, you know, I kind of hope that they keep it going. I would love for the Destinies to be bracket wise. So like you have like your early adventure from 0 through 10, and then you have Destinies you can hit from 10 to 20. Then you have more Destinies you can hit from 20 to 30, and so on and so forth, all the way to max level. And then you can have Destinies again. Like I kind of want the Destinies to be a sort of like achievement system in a sense. So I really hope that that's what the Destiny system ends up like fleshing out into, because that would be, in my opinion, that'd be really freaking awesome. So let me see, do Destinies, use scrolls. Yeah, and you're good. Put these back, and now I can head out. So those are good. I need to bring my 2 Epic Ash over here. So to make the dried boards, I need 18. So 3 minus 18, 14, no, 15. All right. And I'll put this here. Sawdust, wood chips. Okay. And then I can put this here. And actually, I'm going to put this here, and then I can convert these to boards. So I can make 6 heroic ash boards. There we go. All right, I have to stay here for 5 more minutes because I don't want to leave and forget about it. All right, put this back. Let me see. You need apprentice or journeyman man to catch salmon? No. Salmon is honestly just a pretty rare catch in general, even like for the common ones. Like I can go AFK fishing for like 30 minutes and catch like 6 salmon when I've already catched like 30 or like 22 the big mouth bass and the bluegill. Like, I don't know what it is about salmon, but salmon's just, the rarity of that one is quite quite low, I would say. So just one of those things. Ooh, I should probably do this too. Ash timber, ash wood, make these into boards, and then do 40 of that. I won't stay for that. I'll write it down and not forget. I have so many shiny fish. Dude, yeah, I think honestly, like, I really wish they fixed the AFK fishing, personally. I think it just promotes too many bots. Like, I don't think it's going to be good for the game to leave in AFK fishing at this point. It's just too much. That one system is too much of a lure for RMT and for botting. So I really hope they do something to, you know, to get rid of it. What all classes have you played, Vlad? I've played mainly fighter and ranger, but I've tried mage and I've tried rogue. Mage, I think the highest I went up to on mage is like level 11. On rogue, I made it to like level 15. So yeah, those are the only 4 classes that I've really played. I've never played tank, I've never played cleric, I've never played bard. Yeah, so those are the only 3 classes that I technically haven't played. AFK fishing is so bad. Well, when you just have to click once and you're good, I mean, again, it just promotes the botting. You need something more than that. You see, I like AFK fishing. Crate system is a real problem. Well, both systems are real problems in my opinion. I think AFK fishing is a problem. I think the crate system is a problem, and we both need checks and balances on both of those systems. Let me see. It's good for real players who need to AFK. I think if you need to AFK, then you don't need to be playing the game while you're away from your keyboard. Like, just my opinion. Like, even in WoW, you can't really AFK in WoW because you have to click on the bobber at least. It's a very simple process, but at least you have to be on your computer, so to speak. You can't just leave your computer while you're fishing in WoW and then come back to like all these fish. So I think, you know, again, something needs to kind of change with AFK fishing. And someone recommended to just have like another version of sports fishing for fishing. Like, instead of AFK fishing, you have like a semi dumbed down version of sports fishing, which like I would be down for. I just think personally they should just implement something like the New Worlds fishing, but like not exactly New Worlds fishing, but something like New Worlds fishing with like a little bit more to it than that. You see, adding the bobbing mechanic like WoW would be good to stop them from being able to literally AFK. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. You said you go AFK 30 minutes and come back to Salmon. It's a good system. It seems like it, right? Let me see why you need to hold alt to attack the flag player. It's so stupid. Yeah, I know. Like, the fact that there isn't even an option to just hit a button to flag as a combatant is wild to me. Like, why isn't an option like that not exist in the UI? It's so weird. New World fishing got botted too. No, I know. And that's why I said it needs to be like New World, but also with more, like, a little bit added mechanic to it to not be botted, right? New World wasn't as randomized as it should have been. And there needs to be, but right now, botting has gotten so sophisticated with color technology, with bar technology. Like, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do it. But I believe that Intrepid could figure it out because other companies have figured it out. So to me, you just need randomness. Like, that's all you need. You need to be able to be for it to be truly random. But the ability to AFK fish inside the cookhouse is just wrong. Be able to AFK fish like when you're not even on land, or like when you're literally like in a building is just, again, wild. You see how long you're going to be streaming, finishing up a video of the biggest guild caught account selling and want your opinions. Yeah, I mean, I'll be probably streaming for like another like 10 or 15 minutes. Because I'm already approaching the 2-hour mark, so probably like another 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes if the conversation gets crazy or something. Yes, fishing bots, but you don't need to bot in ashes to AFK fish. You literally just AFK. Well, I mean, if you just literally AFK, you're going to get kicked out, because I believe they increased the AFK timer to 15 minutes. So the most you can AFK for is like 15 minutes before the game just kicks you out to like character launcher. But if you are having stuff hit on your keyboard, if you have like a little thing to hit spacebar every once in a while, then yes, you can just get away from your computer. Let me see. No way I got ads as soon as you gave the answer. Hold on, I'm stuck for a minute. Okay. Let me see. They should just do a random timer. Yeah, like I said, I think whatever is the quickest and most efficient way to make it non-predictable for bots but easy for the player, let's do that. Like, let's do that rather than just having it be a true AFK system is my thing. Either way, bots have programs to get around it. New World Fishing was interactive like sports fishing, but still got botted like crazy. Well, and again, it's because there's Python scripts and there's like color technology that they can follow. So if you have to be within a certain color, it just recognizes, okay, as soon as the bar gets to be on this color, it hits. But again, there's other ways to do it. Like, you don't need, you can have that be a variable, but there can be other variables at play as well, especially for bobbers, right? Bobbers is one thing that you can easily do to make that truly random, and having to click on it, right? So depending on where you go, the bobber will be different, and then you have to click on the bobber in a different location every time, like something like that. And especially if the fish, the one thing that I like from sports fishing, the fact that the bobber moves where the fish goes. And I think if you had to click, for just regular fishing, not sports fishing, because I know on sports fishing you have to hit the arrows or whatever. But imagine if you had to click the bobber in random parts of the screen until you catch it, right? So you see it swim over here, swim over there, and then now you have to reel it back, and there's another mini game with that. Like, again, very simple. You just basically, I click here, I click here, I click here, and then I hold, and boom, it's done. Like, it can be as simple as that. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. But for a bot to be able to predict that, it won't be able to. Like, that's the thing. Let me see. Rip saw you only say another 20 minutes. Why do you only stream for 2 hours a day out of curiosity? I'll link it to you tomorrow, since I love your feedback as a new content creator. So I stream for about 2 hours because I want to play Ashes. And I think when it comes to rewatching streams on YouTube, I think watching a stream that's only 2 hours long is more digestible than when you see a person who streamed on YouTube for like 6 hours or 7 hours. You're probably not going to click on that. So I try to keep, and honestly too, like, I think when also as a content creator, when you keep yourself limited, it keeps people wanting to like, I missed this content creator today. Like, hopefully I can catch him tomorrow. Right. But I believe when you're just so available, like all the time, like you're like a 24/7 hour channel kind of thing, like CNN or, like a news station. Not saying that you're less engaged or whatever. I know that definitely builds a brand. I mean, look at Dusty, right? But I think streamers do. Yeah. So basically fear of missing out. Yeah, exactly. Like, but mostly too, like, I want to spend time with my family. You know what I mean? Like, I told my wife that I'll only stream for a couple of hours, and sometimes I'll stream longer depending on what's going on. But I try to keep the stream something not only digestible for people that are watching me currently, but also for people that catch me like later on YouTube. Interesting opinion. Thank you. Had an advertising class actually talk about the 24-hour newsreel having that issue. Well, yeah. I miss you every day. Dude, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Let me see 1 or 2 hours. Though is good, to be honest. I'm adapting that mindset as well. Well, I just think it's, a lot of people think if I just stream longer, it'll be better. And I think most of the time, if you don't have any, like, sometimes I go off the seat of my pants too when it comes to my streams, or I'll have certain things that I want to accomplish on the daily basis. But, I have family shit that I got to do. Like, sometimes I can't prep my account or my gameplay that the next day. So I'm doing the boring shit as you're currently seeing right now because I couldn't do it before. And, sometimes like I just, I think mostly it's like the conversational stuff. And I think having the conversation being interesting and engaging, the longer it goes, the more disengaged you're going to end up being. So that's why I try to keep it within that 2 hour mark. You see downtime to buy gold off stream. Exactly. You know, I have it auto deducted from my, you know, G2G accounts. So it just does it automatically. That's how I'm able to buy, you know, all of my 19 gold. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like I've seen streamers do that and actually get like pretty damn good success from it. And so I just told myself that, you know, what's the point of streaming for like all these amount of hours and literally get like nothing for it? You know, like I saw this dude. So sometimes I'll watch people who have like 1 or 2 viewers or whatever. And he was streaming for like 7 or 8 hours to basically like potentially no one. And it's like, I think there's just so much to the Twitch and streaming ecosystem that if you're not making content like on YouTube or TikTok or shorts or just something that you can have the community recognize you, there's no point in streaming yet, you know? Let me see, streaming to nobody. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like if you want to be a streamer, you have to do the prep before you stream. And that prep is to create a YouTube channel, create content on the YouTube channel, make shorts, make, you know, any kind of engaging clips, make any kind of engaging conversation, and then grow that. Once you grow that enough, I mean, look at Narc, you know, Narc did that. He created a very good community within Ashes of Creation. So when he went live, he didn't go live to 1 or 2 people. He went live to a good group of people. And I don't think many people do that. They want to go straight to streaming. They want to go straight to having all these people watch them like right off the rip. But no one knows you. Like, how is anyone going to know you when they just look at a long list of Ashes of Creation category and then just see this person with like 2 people? Like, who's going to know you? Like, they're going to know you from YouTube. Like my buddy Roar. My buddy Roar has been making content recently. He's making guides and everything like that. And then because now he's known and, oh man, he's streaming, let me go check him out. Right. So that's how I would always say to do it. YouTube, TikTok is all the hook to reel in viewers for Twitch. 100%. Like, and for me, I've been doing a very poor job of making YouTube content lately because I feel like my time is just so fucking divided right now. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I finally have a video coming out tomorrow about botting, and you know, but it's one of those things that I feel like I feel like I failed on it for at least in December. I should have been way more active creating content instead of streaming, but I decided to go streaming, and I think I should have been doing both. But honestly, I didn't have the mental capacity to do both. I had the time, but my mind most of the time was like mush. Like I was, you know, I couldn't even concentrate. I couldn't even like sit in front of my camera to like do like an articulate video about, you know, a particular Ashes subject. I didn't have it in me. So I'm trying to get better. It's like, again, like when you have a family and you have like when you have 2 kids under 2, you can come and talk to me. Okay. Cause 2 under 2 is beyond stressful. It is so beyond stressful. And, I was like, do I have missing stuff? Why? I was like, but you know, I forgot I took all the rare route. And we see shorts are a big one. Instead of streaming 6 hours, you're better off streaming 1 or 2 than editing for the other 4 and whatever you have time to grow. Well, that's the thing I've been wanting to do. I actually subscribe to Nexus Clips, and I am going to be trying now to get my streams that I've been doing for the past couple of days and convert them into shorts. Like, so a lot of like the good questions or whatever that y'all been asking me and I go off on a tangent on, like, I'm just going to convert those to shorts. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully today and tomorrow. So, but it just sucks because like when you're a content creator for a game and you enjoy playing the game, like it's like, if you're making content, you're not playing the game, you know, and it's a fucking battle, dude. Like, it's just, I want to play the game, but I want to create content, and I want to do this, but I want to do that. And it's just like, it's so much give and take. It's just ridiculous. Nexus Clips is amazing. I used that when I was streaming. Yeah. Nexus Clips is really, really, really good. Let me see. Wait a minute. I got 2 kids. yeah, it's hard, man. Like, I mean, and again, you know, I have a 9-year-old, I have a 2-year-old, and I have a 6-month-old. And the 2 and 6-month-old, it just takes all my energy away. Like, 'cause I have to be so engageful with them all day, like, and constantly like on, and you know, stimulating, and you know, the TV helps, but it's, you know, I don't want them just to be like zombies with the TV either. You know, it's just, it's a lot, you know. And I think mostly people, you know, sometimes don't understand, but it's, I don't expect them to understand. It's just, it's the reality of my life. You know, it's just the reality of my life. Post auto shorts to YouTube, to TikTok and Facebook. I don't know about Facebook. I mean, maybe because we are 35 plus in the Ashes community, maybe Facebook would be a good thing, but I haven't used my Vladis Gaming Facebook account in years. I just haven't. Like, maybe I should. I don't know. It'd be interesting. But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off. It's been awesome. Like I said, tomorrow I probably will be streaming maybe around the same time. I don't know. It's hard to say. It just depends on, you know, my wife or what we're doing, honestly. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming on, hanging out, stuff like that. Let me see who is streaming right now. Okay, we have Dusty. We have Main Quest. We have Drogue. And again, no shade. I just want to be clear, like, no shade to people that are trying to stream, but I feel like streamers get super burnt out because they don't do the other things and just go live, and then they don't grow, and then they wonder why. And that is why, because you're not known. Like, Twitch does not do a good job of promoting you, and they never ever will. YouTube will. YouTube and Shorts and TikTok is your avenue to be known in a community. And believe me, I'm going to be using TikTok a hell of a lot more now, and I'm going to be using YouTube Shorts, because that's just, again, it's just more exposure. And that's what you need as a person who aspires to stream, is exposure. And you need to have constant exposure, you know? So if you can dedicate, like, let's say 6 or 5 hours to stream every day, condense that and focus the rest of the time to make content. Like, that's what you should be focused on. That is my advice to you. But yeah, thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and raid you guys off to our buddy Drogue, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So take care. Have a good one. If you are watching me on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me on Twitch, hit that heart button. Keep you up to date anytime I go live, and stay safe.